Register today for the Be the Light virtual retreat, February 19th through 21st, 2021. This is a powerful spiritual activation weekend, complete with Reiki attunement, spiritual warfare training, how to access more of your gifts and abilities, and much, much more. Go to www.heartofinspiration.net today to register. That's www.heartofinspiration.net. See you there. Hello, Aries. This is Lisa with Heart of Inspiration. And here at this channel, we help you lead a whole and healed, peaceful, and prosperous life. Well, Aries, it is your turn. Better up, better up, better up. We have another week, roughly, or a few days left in this Mercury retrograde. And so what I'm hoping for you is that this will begin to make sense where all of what's been going on during Mercury retrograde here in Aquarius will begin to like coalesce and just really be like, okay, yeah, I get it now. I understand why I've been feeling the way I've been feeling. We don't have that much longer with Mercury, with the Sun and Venus and Jupiter and Mercury and Saturn all having a big party in the midst of Aquarius. And so really for me, this Mercury retrograde is less about being so kind of retrospective in the classic sense, and introspective in the classic sense, and more of let's be introspective with purpose. And let's let that purpose be to really ascertain what is our next move, where are we going, that you're reassessing all of those foundational changes that have occurred during 2020, all those things that were illuminated while we had Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter all in Capricorn, and shaking up that foundation and like opening up holes and cracks and portals for you to run through in order to get to the next stage of your life, which is really fifth dimensional living. So this for me is the time to say, okay, this is all the information that I received while I was over there in 2020. And now I'm bringing it forward and we're getting all of this great information now moving ahead for 2021. Okay, so it's really critically important that we don't just sit and rest on our laurels and don't just take this as a classical Mercury retrograde, that we honest to goodness have to start looking at all of these transits from fifth dimensional life rather than third dimensional strife. Ooh, that was good. That'll preach. Okay, so again, for you guys, the Aquarius, this is for Aquarius Sun, Moon, and Rising. I should have said at the beginning, and I put that on the title, but it's really more so to me for Aquarius Sun and Moon, because that's really, your id, your I am, is your sun, your who you are, your I am energy, and then your moon is the energy that you set into motion, or your emotions, and this is really a test and a refinement of understanding who you are and understanding your emotions, the power of them, and how to utilize them, and then propel you forward. Because all of this is sextiling both the sun and the moon and the rising. You could be showing up a little bit differently as well during this time period, but this is really all for, this is really like it's agreeing with it, but it's also challenging it a little bit, calling you out on some of your ish. But this is a fabulous time to say, you know what? And I bet a lot of you have been having some fantastic manifestations throughout this time period, and you're probably shocked. Like, how did this happen? I thought during Mercury retrograde, we weren't supposed to make any decisions. We got to stop that thinking. We have got to stop that thinking. And how do we look at these things from a fifth dimensional reality? Because in fifth dimension, it's not tied to the same time and space, right? That doesn't exist. So how do you look at the transits outside of time and space? And that's what we're hoping to be able to start bringing to you at this channel, is how to really live that fifth dimensional life. So let's go ahead, okay? And we're going to take a peek at the oracle cards. Now, we have on this side the Beyond Lemuria Oracle deck. You guys will probably recognize these, Beyond Lemuria. And on this side, we're going to pull a couple of the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. I'm going to pull a total of 4, and let's get going. So What do we have for, I'm going to move this up, up. And if we need to, I do have the Syrian Starseed Tarot and the Light Seers Tarot in case some additional information wants to come forward. So, okay, so let me get 2 cards for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, please. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, 2 cards for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Healing. One more card. I love that. It's like healing in totality in all of your chakras. And home. Ooh. I think a lot of you, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising, primarily Aries, Sun, and Moon, I think a lot of you are going to be healing that home space, that heart chakra space. There's been a lot of that where you've released a lot of negative, toxic energy. Okay, so we have Mary Magdalene, the teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. And I'm going to leave Paul the Venetian experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. I'm going to leave him here because he wanted to be acknowledged. Oh my gosh. Cerninus. Life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. Oh, Aries, what is y'all doing over there? Y'all get a lot of healing, probably in more ways than one. Listen, we're adults. We all grown. I see this as a healing primarily that starts and ends, I will say ends with your heart chakra, right? And this is really this inner understanding and probably also your solar plexus as well. I know the heart chakra is put out here, is highlighted here, because home is, you know, we think love and peace and all of that with home, and that's where the heart is, right? But finding healing and peace within your home, within your I am, within the individual as part of the collective that you are. Finding that peace, finding that healing, and allowing all of your chakras to be healed and unblocked, and really beginning to believe in your manifestation power, your creation power, really beginning to believe in who you are and that you honestly are greater than what anyone has told you that you are up until this point. You're greater than the sum of your parts because you are a whole entity, a whole energetic spiritual being having a human experience. And so we come into this then a tad bit fractured. And we have to remember and bring all of these different parts of us. And through each incarnation, what I'm beginning to really comprehend and wrap my head around is the fact that each incarnation, we kind of leave a little bit there, or there's a little bit of the puzzle that's maybe still not all the pieces are put together. Like we haven't completely gathered up all of the pieces to make one whole picture. And for a lot of us, this is the lifetime that we're doing that in, because this is also the lifetime that is critical for the forward ascension, upwards ascension of humanity to fifth dimensional realities and fifth density. So as an individual, as part of the collective, which can sometimes be a little bit of a foreign concept, right? Because Aries in and of itself is very much me. But you also embody, like one of the mantras for Aries as a sign is I am. So you literally embody the I am. So I'm going to encourage you to continue to do that. And I'm going to encourage you to be comfortable with who you are, even with your faults and all of these foibles that make you human, I'm going to encourage you to really get comfortable with the I am in you and allow the healing energy of the universal life force to come in and cleanse and fortify and activate and utilize some of the chakras perhaps that up until now you've not used on a regular basis, right? That you've not used for whatever reason. Or they're underused, or you kind of put them off to the side, or because you know, and that really has a lot to do with our solar plexus, sacral, and root chakras. Allow that healing energy to come through as you're awakening, and allow this to all to happen with grace. Like, I feel like a lot of you are really giving yourself some grace, and you're probably seeking to give yourself a little bit more grace. And how do I do that? Can you just have compassion for yourself and your own humanity? You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be the everything. You don't have to be the all in all. You could just be you. And that's really good. You have everything within you in order to succeed. And so remember that you incarnated with everything you needed in order to succeed in this life. The teacher is awakening. For some of you, for a lot of you, there's going to be additional guides and ancestors and angels that are coming, and they're waking. Their presence is being awakened to you, but also you as a teacher and as a healer and as a counselor and as this individual going forward that is assisting humanity. It is awakening within you. As you heal, then you're able to show the next one how to get to that promised land of being healed, right? Of wholeness, of peace, of tranquility, right? Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. If you're being called to a place, if you're being called to a career, if you're being called to, a spiritual, practice, whatever it is, whatever that calling is, answer the call. You've known this I'm going to say in 2020, but you knew it beforehand. It just was awakened in you. And now this is the portal. This is the time as Mercury is going back past that I am energy of the sun, right? So it's going back and it's visiting Venus. What do you truly love as being part of the collective? As it relates to the collective, what it is do you truly love, and what gifts do you truly possess that are going to bless the rest of everyone else as well as yourself? And then Jupiter, that is that expanse, is that collective energy. It is that big gift giving energy. And the universe spirit is saying, there's more abilities that I want to awaken in you, and I want to bring teachers into your world, and I want to bring you into the world of your students. So let me awaken that in you. Don't let anything stop you. And then we have Cernunnos. I'm so sorry. This life force, right? Express your driving passion. And Lord knows, Aries, you got that passion, Sun and Moon. Okay? It's time for you to come out and express it. It's time for you to come out and express it. Now, those of you that may, have relationship, situationship, be on some kind of ship, don't be surprised, baby. Don't be surprised if things start waking up too. So, but you know what? Okay, we grown, right? So there is such a thing as that sexual magic. There is such a thing as, I've heard a number of people say over the course of time that during that act is like one of the best times to like put your energy towards manifestation, because that very act, if you think about it, is designed for creation. I mean, pleasure, yes, too, but for also creation. So just think of it that way, that very, with someone that cares about you and you care about them. Anyway, I'm not going to say that, but that very act can be the epitome, like the ultimate in creative power and manifestation energy. So I'm not saying go out and find somebody specifically for that. Like, do you want to make, you want to have my baby, you want to make my baby, and instead it's, I need to manifest something, let's get it on. I'm saying that if that's a situation where you have that, then, or, hey, if you're by yourself, you can still utilize that energy to manifest, to create, okay, in a heightened way. And I know I'm going to hear something from y'all on that one. I can't wait for the comments to come after this. Oh boy, oh boy. But anyway, but throughout the whole thing, I need you to remember to share your gifts with grace. So as you're coming into greater abilities, and as you're teaching, and as you're ministering to people, you understand what I'm saying? And as you're helping people grow, I need you to do it with grace and not with, I told you so. Okay, please. And then waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. So again, like if this were a relationship and I know that typically Aries don't get into any relationships during Mercury retrograde. Can we start looking at this from a fifth dimensional realm, please, for a second? Because, there could be people that are, your soulmate or whatnot that is recognizing this at the same time. And you guys are both open energetically to meeting one another because you're both in this energetic space where a true love relationship that's not based on what you can give the other person or that the other person needs you or you need them, but true partnership really can blossom and bloom during this time. So, hey, I wouldn't discount it at all. Personally, not at all. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave that hot and heavy reading alone right now because I really was about to go somewhere. So again, I will say this. During the height of the act, during the consummation, if you will, of the act, that is an amazing amount of manifestation and creation energy that is released during that time, during that moment. So I'm not saying don't concentrate on your partner, but I am saying this is that if there is, if you can, like speak something into existence during that time period, during that moment, I'm telling you, don't be surprised if it comes to fruition at a quicker pace. Okay. So yeah, don't be surprised if it happens a lot faster. And leave me some comments below. I mean, I've heard some people really manifest amazing things during that time. Thank you, Aries, for being with me. I so very, very, very much appreciate it. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. You've probably seen on this side of the video somewhere where there has been like this flash that's talking about 100 light workers in 100 days. Lightworker Academy is open, and as one of our first offerings, we are offering a certification program in spiritual counseling and energy healing. So it's an 8 to 12 week program. There is enrollment, and there are a couple of interviews that we do just to make sure that you're ready and that, this is a good fit and this is a good time for you. So down below in the description box, there is a link for you to click on that link and book a 15-minute call with me, and so that we can discuss your potential enrollment into the program. Okay. So feel free to do that, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you about potentially coming on board and getting certified. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you very much. Namaste. Bye-bye.